Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this show, more COVID-19 drive-through testing sites open around the valley, and businesses begin to reopen in the city. The councilman who represents Ward 1, of course, is Brian Knudsen. He joins me now. We've got a lot to talk about. We are social distanced, as you can see here, being safe. Councilman, welcome. Great to have you on the program.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Dave.
You're doing well. Everybody in your family doing well? Everybody's good?
We are well.
Good.
We're safe. We're
Good.
Getting cooped up at home still. How many weeks later? But we're doing well.
I know you've been very safe through this. You're a good parent all the way around, no question about it, as the way you take care of your family. So, Councilman, I want to tell everybody out there, you know Ward 1 like the back of your hand. If you're not exactly sure, we're going to go ahead and orient you here. It's right smack dab in the middle of it all in the Las Vegas Valley. If you live in that area or work in the area that's designated as Ward 1, you are represented by Brian Knudsen, certainly if you're a resident out there. And basically this ward runs from the downtown, includes our downtown, and runs all the way out, really a finger that goes clear out into the northwest as it turns and heads north there. But again, if you are within those boundaries, then you are within the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you are in Ward 1. So, Councilman, a lot going on. COVID-19 seems to be the subject that all of us can talk about, any of us can talk about all the time these days. And I want to let everybody know, the city is doing its part. You are certainly doing your part, council members, the city as a whole, trying to get information out to the public. We have a couple of resources we want to mention to you. We're going to do this because the response to these has been just incredible. But we have a telephone line, 229-CARE, C-A-R-E, or 229-2273. We have a call center where people will answer your questions. We're averaging, Councilman, about 600 calls today, about 100 live chats online during business hours. And our blog, lasvegasnevada.gov/coronavirus, has had over 423,000 clicks since we stood it up when this all began. A lot of questions about the disease itself, just what resources are available out there, where can I get help as an individual, where can my company get help.
It's a confusing time.
It really is.
It's very confusing, and I've connected with thousands of people by now, and my team is connected with thousands of people, and everybody has questions.
Yep.
Sometimes we have answers, and sometimes we don't.
Exactly.
And that's what's most challenging is people want a finality to this very horrible situation, and unfortunately there is not anything that's definite or clear. It's everybody doing their very best, trying to keep humanity alive.
Exactly right. And the funny thing too, Councilman, is and you hit on this, and we see this directly in my office as well, so few of the questions we get have a black and white or white answer, a lot of gray area. What about my business? I do this, but it's not quite that. Does it qualify? And it's like, well, we'll have to get our business license people out there and look. It's tough. It's tough to just blanket say yes or no. This applies. This doesn't apply. So much of it is uncertain at this point. So.
And I think people are frustrated and angry and scared, and emotions are kind of taking over at a certain point. And so my job, I think, is to listen to all of it. If you're frustrated, angry, or scared, call me. I'm okay listening to it. I'm okay taking it all in. And then using, to the best of my judgment and my abilities, taking all that information and making decisions with that.
Yeah.
But every feeling anybody's feeling right now is appropriate. Those feelings are real. It's a scary time, and as humanity, we need to come together and let all those emotions out, and then think of ways that we can be better after this.
Yeah, here. Couldn't agree more. Councilman's hitting it right on the head. At the city, we want to try to help. We may not be the source of the answer. Other agencies, other organizations may have the help that you're looking for, but we can certainly guide you in the right direction. Councilman's office, all of our city resources, our communication tools are really aimed at trying to help everybody right now if you have those questions. And again, even if we're not the agency to ultimately help you, we're going to point you in the right direction. And that's what we're here for. So.
That's right.
Councilman, this is really important. We want to talk about this. You know, you tweeted this on your Twitter site. You said, drive-through COVID-19 testing at the Orleans Hotel and Casino is expanding to 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Get tested and stay healthy. This is really important because there are a lot of opportunities now for people to get tested in the Valley, and that's free, by the way, and we want people to take advantage of this. You had talked about that when we did your Facebook Live. Touch on that a little bit. Why is this so important?
Yeah, so just to be honest, is 90% of the people I talk to will come up to me and say, I think I had COVID. January, February, there's some illness going around. I think I had it. I say to them, it's time to get tested. We have enough testing capacity in our community for you to go out and get tested. Whether you have symptoms or don't have symptoms, go get tested. It's a benefit to you to know one way or other if you had COVID in January, February. But more so, it's a benefit to our entire community just to know how prevalent that disease has been in our community. And it helps our scientists, our health district officials, our state officials to prepare for the future. If we know how many people have had it or have it now, then we can prepare for potentially a next wave if that's going to happen in the fall. So it's a benefit to our community to go back to see your doctor, to go get tested for COVID, whether you think you had it or didn't think you had it. Go get tested. It's the time to do that. And I think it's a testament to our community, Nevada, and Southern Nevada and the city of Las Vegas, is we are getting prepared to tackle this disease. We are not going to be able to eradicate it, so we need to be able to prepare and respond to it appropriately.
It's well
Testing is a great way to help us do that.
Exactly. And Councilman also gives you an idea of just how many cases per capita you've had in the state, within the community.
That's right.
And I think my gut feeling is that the numbers are going to be low per capita because we've taken so many precautions here in Nevada. So
yeah, and the entire valley shut down. It shut down for several weeks, and so we've done a good job at containing. We have the capacity now, and I think you'll see that in our phase 1 reopening, to open up certain segments of our population in our business sector. And then we got to be prepared for the future. And I think Nevada, unlike any other state in the country, will be uber prepared because we have to be the most safe, secure place in the country, in the world, for people to come back and feel safe coming into our casinos and our hotels and our very touristy destination.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Councilman, we mentioned the testing at the Orleans. That's UMC and Clark County are sponsoring that testing. That location may change, but we'll keep you posted as that occurs. Of course, UNLV has been testing, and then Walmart and Quest Diagnostic have opened 10 locations in the state of Nevada, 2 of them within the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, one on West Cheyenne in the 10,000 block, 10,440 West Cheyenne. They test Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then another location, another Walmart location at 3041 North Rainbow. They test on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, again from 7 to 9. This is in the parking lot of those locations. You have to make an appointment, so you have to go to the Quest Diagnostic website, make an appointment, then you can go out and get tested. But Councilman, as you mentioned, it's so important that people, if they're not quite sure, I think I had something, I had that little bit of a cough, I don't know if that meant anything.
Right.
Just one way to find out, yeah.
And it's another good way. The UNLV School of Medicine, along with UMC, is leading an effort on collecting plasma from those who have been affected by COVID, because that's what they are indicating is that's a potential, it eases the pain when people are in the hospital. It's moving people off a intubator faster. And so if you think you had it, go get tested. If you did, then be willing to donate plasma, and you could be part of the cure.
Exactly, because those antibodies could help someone else. That's the whole idea. So good stuff. Councilman, you tweeted this. You said, as vice chair of the Southern Nevada Regional Planning Coalition, along with County Commissioner Justin Jones, I'm looking forward to leveraging Southern Nevada collaborations to successfully and safely reopen our communities. And this is really key. As you mentioned, we're in the phase 1 where certain businesses are allowed to open up again. And the city, along with the other entities here in Southern Nevada, Clark County, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, we've been working together to be uniform in how we enforce the reopening, so that the city isn't doing something different than the county because we're right next to each other, or different from North Las Vegas because we're right next to each other. And it's been successful so far. I think our teams, our business license teams, have been working together, and so far so good, it seems like.
SNRPC isn't about a regional planning coalition. It's been around for about 30 or 40 years. The intent is about regional collaboration and land use. I think now is the right time to think about regional collaboration for a variety of different things. From business licensing as one, understanding what the business needs of our community is incredibly important right now, making sure there's consistency. Our public and Ward 1 constituents should know that the city and the county and cities have been working diligently, making sure there's consistency as we work through the governor's guidelines and directives. The Regional Planning Coalition, I think there's opportunity in thinking more broadly around how we come together to diversify our economy. The CARES Act, which came through this first round, has been beneficial, I think, for the county, the state, and the city of Las Vegas. The next round of CARES funding, I think we need to be considerate of a regional approach, trying to leverage those dollars to build out, say, the healthcare industry, because we want to see growth in the medical district. I do, and that's been very clear.
Ward 1, yeah, absolutely.
And I also think that's a good way to build out our economy here. If more people are entering into the healthcare profession, we're doing research, we're doing academic medicine. We have opportunity for, one, increased healthcare, quantity and quality, and we build out our university system as well. So part of the Regional Planning Coalition, I think our effort is going to be to take advantage of federal dollars and focus in on projects of regional significance. That's going to be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, and as like I said, Councilman, anything we could do also through that process to diversify our economy here. We're so tourist industry reliant, and that's always creates some concerns, especially at times like now.
That's right.
Well, good luck when we work together on these things, especially as it relates to the medical district, really important. We talked about this. People are kind of afraid to go to the doctor these days, even though they might need things like vaccinations, other medical procedures that would be permissible right now.
That's right.
They're staying away. And of course, that's not helping the health industry at all. So that's making them part of this economic quandary that we're in right now.
That's right. It is time to go back to the doctor. It's safe. You're going to find the safest environment possible when you go and visit your doctor. Or if you need to go to the hospital, it's time to go back to the hospital. Don't sit at home and be in pain.
Yeah, exactly right.
If you're scared, it's time to visit your primary care physician. If you have a life-threatening emergency, it's okay to go to the emergency room.
Right, exactly. Well, Councilman, along those lines about business, you mentioned helping businesses. You tweeted this out. You said, you can still support local small businesses in Ward 1 during COVID-19 by ordering curbside pickup. And that's one of the many ways the city is really encouraging people to get out there and help some of our small businesses so we can keep them around. But curbside pickup of food and alcohol we've been allowing, but now we're also seeing restaurants open up, smaller capacity, social distance, stores doing the same thing, and we're allowing them also to let their operations move out onto the sidewalk so that they have a little more room. Some of the smaller venues, especially in the downtown, can't get that many tables in there to begin with. Now with social distancing, it really limits the number of people. But by expanding out onto the sidewalk, it gives them an opportunity to have some more tables and serve more customers.
And I think it's exciting. Since day one when we allowed curbside, I get tired of microwaving a frozen pizza for my kids. I used to be a great cook, but I haven't figured out how to do it with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old running around me. And so we are doing our best to keep the Las Vegas economy going by ordering takeout many 2 nights a week. But I think there's going to be lots of opportunity. I think those watching, if you haven't gone out yet, it is time to go out, but you have to do so in a safe manner. And the world looks a little bit different. If you've been stuck in your house for the last 15 weeks, the world is going to look different, and it's okay. It's going to be something that we get used to, we get accustomed to it, and it's in the best interest of all of us. So as you go out and you venture out into the world and you want to spend money on a local business, be willing to take a look at the world a little bit differently, and still enjoy it.
Friends have told me the exact same thing. It was they were excited to go out and when they could go to a restaurant, but felt weird doing it at the same time. It's like I'm a little, feel a little weird about going out there after being, social distance from everyone for so long. But what I'm hearing back is that the restaurants are really doing everything upright. The employees are wearing masks. They've got the tables socially distanced. They're disinfecting after people eat at the table before the next group comes in. They really wipe down everything very thoroughly. So what we're hearing back is people are really being smart about this, not irresponsible, and that's the only way it can work at this point.
And I would say, I know there's so much discourse around wearing a mask. I have my mask right here with me. I wear my mask in the halls. What I would say is, as our biggest industry as casinos start to open up, it's going to be very evident to people that their workforce are going to be wearing masks. If they're wearing masks at work, they're going to be wearing masks out in public. We just haven't seen that number yet. But as soon as the casinos open, we're going to see it significantly more. It's going to be much more comfortable for people.
Yeah.
And I liken it back to the days in high school. I was never a popular kid in high school. It's hard to imagine, but I'm not that popular. And you know what? Feeling uncomfortable and awkward and being the first isn't that bad. And so get used to it, get comfortable, go out and spend some money on our local economy, and be okay with who you are, because it's not that bad being outside with a mask on.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly, Councilman. And along those same lines, you tweeted this. You said, had a great time speaking with the Las Vegas Asian Chamber of Commerce today on looking out for small businesses, resources from the city of Las Vegas, and more on ways businesses can collaborate with our team. And this is really important. We talked about this, and there you are, Councilman, taking part, but the city really wants to be a good partner to make sure that we're doing everything we can. We talked about we're allowing restaurants and retail operations in the downtown area to expand out onto the sidewalk. Right. We're setting up an opportunity for restaurants to be coming here very shortly, where we're going to cordon off streets, and so if the restaurant is still small and has a limited number of tables, you can still get takeout and go and sit, social distance, rather than have it go all the way to your house, and give an opportunity for people to still partake with social distancing. And we really want to make sure that we're able to help small businesses through a grant program that we're putting together as well.
And I'm really excited about all of this, David. It's so important that people get out and shop local, and we have some of the best restaurants in the country right here in downtown Las Vegas. I know a lot of the restaurant and bar owners, and we want them to be successful. And so I'm excited. I'm thrilled that the city has the capacity to go out and help some of these small businesses, and with a loan program, I just can't wait, because there's so many businesses that desperately need those dollars.
Yep.
I did talk to the Asian Chamber of Commerce. I talked to the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. I've talked to the Latin Chamber of Commerce. The conversations with the business owners are all about what are the health guidelines that are coming out.
Right, exactly.
What I've been very clear and consistent is saying is you need to figure out what your customers expect from you. And so for the conversation we just had about wearing a mask outside, for those business owners, your customers are going to expect something very different than they expected 6 months ago.
Right.
And so be competitive. And we want Las Vegas to be as competitive as anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So these grant programs that are going to be coming out from the city are intended to make our businesses compete.
Yeah.
And business owners compete, because it's the time to be as competitive as you possibly can.
And what Brian means there is to be thorough and safe, and make your customers, when they come in there, feel like, you know what, these people are going to take care of my health as well as whatever I'm here to do, eat or to buy. So.
And the health district at snhd.org has a series of guidelines that'll help your business to prepare. But I would say reach out to your customers and ask them what they expect to see, because they're going to probably talk about wearing masks. They're going to talk about the partitioners between tables, between when you're getting your hair cut. They're going to talk about all of those things, and as a business owner, we should be prepared for that.
Yeah, exactly. And Councilman Knudsen also sits on the
Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance.
He does. He sits on that.
And the Southern Nevada Health District.
Exactly.
So all these conversations are really coming together. They've been mostly web conference calls. I struggle to figure out
Zoom,
how to do those,
whatever.
all those
Pick
things.
your favorite one, yeah.
So all these conversations have been happening between the government and the business sectors, but not a lot has been public. And so I'm excited to bring those conversations to the public, and it'll become very clear to our community, our residents, about what the health officials are saying and what the business owners are saying, and how it all marries together to make Las Vegas a very safe place to go out and spend money.
Yeah, exactly right. Well said. And Councilman, not only are you helping businesses, but you're trying to help everybody out there. You tweeted this. You said, we kicked off our Ward 1 texting town hall by sending the first few thousands of messages to the ward. And I know you've had an incredible response to that, haven't you? People got all kind of questions right now.
People have a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
My job is to listen, David, and so we'll send out about 50,000 texts.
Wow.
The message is very clear: I'm Councilman Knudsen. How can I help you? And the responses range from everything. We have very political people in our community that have very positive and negative things to say. We have people that have ideas about how we should reopen safely. We have people who have ideas about reopening now and it's all a hoax. all of those feelings and thoughts, they're totally okay. I understand them. There's no one's going to hurt my feelings. Get your thoughts, emotions, feelings out. My job is to listen, and then I'll take in all the information and do my very best to represent those residents of Ward 1. And so if people want to reach out to me, I'm very accessible. You can call my office at 702-229-2299 or call me personally at 702-493-1547. And that's what I spend most of my days doing, is listening to people. I don't always have answers, but my job is to listen.
But you do a good job of pointing people in the right direction. You know where the resources can be found often that they're looking for, and that's really valuable. In my office, we try to do exactly the same thing. Councilman, it's interesting. Not only are you giving advice, but you're also getting out there, you and your team, using a lot of elbow grease to help people take care of the needs they have. You tweeted this. You said, today, Team Knudsen visited Garside Junior High School in Central Ward 1 to package some food and laundry detergent for 70-plus families in our ward. A lot of people are in need right now of just common things like laundry detergent, food, whatever it might be, disinfecting wipes. Go try to find those anywhere right now. And there you guys are out helping people get what they need, you and your team. Masks and all.
I give all the credit to my team. So the chief policy analyst, Dorian Stonebarger, arranged that. She works with Just One Project, who helped make the connection with Garside School. Carl Catarata is very engaged and had a connection with the vice principal at the school. Antonio Prasadia was out there helping us as well. So it's elected officials have a lot of people behind them, and I'm lucky that I get to sit on TV with you, but it's a whole team of people that help make the city run. And
you have a great team to a person. That they're fantastic and do a wonderful job. And I love this too, along those very same lines. You tweeted this. You said, this week, the Ward 1 team dropped off a few activity packets for our fellow seniors living in Ward 1, or in the ward. And there's Antonia right there. Yeah. Councilman, what's in the activity packs? Just kind of books and things to keep them because I know that our seniors have been cut off because you cannot go into a senior center, you can't go into a nursing home, so they're kind of cut off from the world for their own safety. But it's a tough time for them. And
that was all Antonio Prasadia that put that together. So it's an activity book that has crossword puzzles and pencils and things just to occupy time. Yeah. Frankly, it was an outreach on our attempt because we've struggled to get a hold of some of the key people in those senior living centers, just because I think they're hunkered down and doing their best to just stay quarantined and isolated. And so we've really struggled to reach out and connect with them. Antonio came up with this great idea to give them activity books, and it's opened the doors a tiny bit. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to push and prod and make sure those connections are strong during this very difficult time.
Well, that's a great program, and this is a segment of the population that we're trying to protect, obviously, a vulnerable component, but also, too, it's got to be very lonely for them because they have really been essentially cut off. People can't go visit them.
That's right.
And it's a tough time right now. So thank you for reaching out. That was, Antonia, that was a brilliant idea. And then, Councilman, you guys took care of our public safety people. You had some treats for them. I love this. You delivered some, is that ice cream or donuts, or that looks pretty good? Whatever.
They're little nothing bundt cake cookies.
So it's in Ward 1, very good. Yeah.
So that is over at Department of Public Safety, the dispatchers there. And then we also did a similar delivery with the fire and rescue 911 center operator.
Good call on the nothing bundt cakes. Those little mini, they're
delicious.
They're just outstanding, yeah. Could eat many of those.
I've eaten too many of them, which is why I don't fit in my shirt anymore.
Well, I think, but you run a lot, so it's going to be all right, I promise. And then, Councilman, you still, through all this, you and your colleagues on the City Council still found time to read to the kids. They've been trying to do distance learning, which has been challenging, to say the least, for families across the state. But you read, and I think you read a book called The Bad Seed.
Yes.
Now, this is not like the original movie from many years ago. This is a children's book. So
Yeah, this is about a seed that has a rough start at life and it has is in a bad mood, and what it takes to turn around a bad mood. I read it because it's my son's favorite book, because every now and then my 4-year-old's in a bad mood, so I gotta bring him out of it.
So am I. So he's not alone. So
this is a great opportunity to read out loud. And I did it was Teacher Appreciation Week last week. We did a thank you to Andrew's teacher via a Zoom type conference call. So super fun. Teachers are great. This is a very stressful time for them.
Oh, no
and her
question.
message was very clear: is if you have questions or comments or want to communicate with a child's teacher, reach out to them and ask them how your child is doing.
Yeah.
Whether it be academic or social emotional,
Yeah.
teachers are great resources to ask questions about your children.
Absolutely. So very true. And then, Councilman, before we get completely out of time here, we want to remind everybody, this is very important. Get counted for the census. Don't miss getting your household counted for the census. So important. All of our funding from the federal government, our representation in Washington, all comes from how many people live here. Really key.
Forget everything else I just said. Getting counted is the most important thing that any Nevadan can do. Councilman Devin Reese from the city of Reno just challenged Councilwoman Diaz, Councilman Creer, and myself to see who can have the highest percentage of completing the census in our respective cities. And so we are taking that challenge very seriously. It's a UNR versus UNLV, and Hey Reb is visiting our offices today, and challenge accepted to the councilman in Reno, and we're going to do our very best to win, and we will plan on winning because Las Vegas needs federal dollars.
Reno's going down. Las Vegas is going to win this.
We all want the federal dollars here in Nevada. Every person counts. It's the most important thing that any one of us can do is make sure you get counted in the census. If you don't know how to, don't know how to connect, reach out, and every elected official will be able to tell you about it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to tell everybody, Councilman, you have an opportunity to fill the census out online, or you could fill out a paper survey that was mailed to your house. Now, if you haven't filled out either one of those, what the Census Bureau is going to do, in the past, they would send a census taker to your house.
That's right.
Can't do that now during COVID-19 with social distancing, but they are going to bring paper surveys and leave them at your front door, and that's starting right now. So if you see that survey out there, please don't throw it away. Please make sure that you fill it out and get it sent in, because it doesn't matter if what your immigration status is, what your legal status is, what your criminal status might be. You just got to get counted. You got to get counted because the Census Bureau doesn't share any of that information.
That's right. No federal agency has access to that information. But if you care about schools, if you care about roads, if you want potholes fixed, if all those things that are part of our fabric of society come from the federal government funding, and it's incredibly important. It's the most important thing any one of us can do is make sure to get counted for Nevada.
Yeah. Plus, we got to beat Reno. So that's really important.
I have to beat Reno. Yes.
So, well, Councilman, we're about out of time. I want to tell everybody out there, we always want to hear from you, as Councilman said. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilman Knudsen, you have a question, you can find him on Facebook and Twitter. As you saw, he's very active on social media. You can also contact the councilman by picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is bknudsen@lasvegasnevada.gov, and he or one of his wonderful staff will get right back to you. So, Councilman, thanks so much. Great job. Good seeing you. Stay safe.
You as well.
Get you back here in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 1, but always a pleasure to have you on the
Looking forward
show.
to it. Thank you, David.
And don't miss our next show beginning on May 28th with Ward 3 City Councilwoman Olivia Diaz. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. We'll see you next time around. Stay safe, everyone.